Good evening, everyone. This is Alan McRom, and I figured we'd take a look at StarRupture. This is a game that just entered Playtest, and it's a survival slash factory game, something sort of like Factorio or Satisfactory, mixed in a nice first-person player's perspective with a co-op mode. I believe it's designed to have a co-op of up to 4 players all working together, I think with different characters that you can all play. Now, I'm just doing a solo run here in the game, and so we're going to start a new one here. And we'll just call this McRom for the play session name. Can't skip the tutorial since this is literally my first time. So, and then we'll just hit start game. And we'll play through the tutorial really quick. I've seen a couple of people do it, so shouldn't be too hard. Just grab some resources and do some basic, mining and things. And then they give you full access to everything. But the idea... Here, I'll let it explain it. So, as you can see, there's going to be 4 classes available. Right now, you only have the scientist available to play in the playtest, but they'll have a biologist, an engineer, and a soldier as well to go along with the scientist. I'm not sure what the differences between the classes will be, but I guess we'll find out in the future.
What the...
Please don't move. I want to run a holistic scan. Commencing holistic scan. Life vitals normal. Prisoner PO212, welcome to the Argos program. Your adventure with the Playwood Corporation begins right now. Hello, I am Guile, your Galactic Assistance Liaison. The Playwood Corporation would like to apologize for any inconvenience you may have experienced. You can now exit the lander and begin your introductory training.
It's drag. It was left click and drag to move the stuff around. So we'll go ahead and grab these things here.
Gotcha.
Okay. Alright, so now we need to go out this way. I'm going to work on this mouse sensitivity. Give me just a second here. Options. Mouse, keyboard. Let's turn that sensitivity down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's see how that does. That's a bit better. Alright. Now we'll head out and see what's going on here.
Welcome to Arcadia 7 in the Raptura system. The goal of this training is to teach you to effectively acquire and produce goods for our clients. However, we'll begin with something simpler. Arcadia is often bombarded by meteorites, which are rich in resources. You have been equipped with a tool to acquire them. Use it to extract what's most valuable in the meteorite.
There we go. Got our mining tool. And there's our meteorite. Nice little path it just put us on here, right? Now, something I've noticed from watching other people play is you notice there's like different coloration sections on these meteorite. Those are sections you can mine. They're like hotspots on the meteorite, basically. You mine those, and it mines out a chunk of materials. And if you get them, it breaks the meteorite faster, getting you the thing you want out of the meteorite faster. It looked like one.
I can't believe I'm here. Everything
That's
here is fascinating.
The Playwood Corporation is very glad to see your enthusiasm.
There we go.
Most convicts do not share it.
Most of them are usually idiots who are unable to see the potential in being a pioneer on a new world.
Technically, you are not a pioneer.
Okay.
A lot of people have been to Arcadia before you.
That was a long time ago, and besides, the quality of their research and observations was embarrassing. You need someone who'll notice the important things, like Darwin on the Galapagos Islands, but better.
I'm glad, but I will also remind you of your resource gathering duties. The heart of the meteorite is very valuable. You can use it to create your base core. It will allow you to build other structures and will protect them from the lethal influence of Ruptura. Trust me, you'll want to be protected.
That sounded ominous.
As long as you follow our instructions, you'll have nothing to worry about.
I think we'll set up right here. So basically you press B, you get this going, and then we're just going to place that there.
You'll need building materials to build the rest of the base. You can create them with the printer in your lander, but gather the necessary components first. Use the harvester to extract them, just like you did with the meteorite.
So now it's just walking us through that basic whole mining thing. So we're going to go ahead and grab our titanium that we need here. You can see the heat bar on our miners building up there. We'll press R and we'll press R to cool it off. And those pips next to our aiming tool, basically the more pips are on the left there of our aiming tool, the faster we mine that resource. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a few extra here. Get us up to like 40 titanium real quick. So we've got enough to build a little bit extra. And there we go. Pull that off. Now we'll go get the wolfram we need. You get some from mining those meteorites too. A little more efficient than mining the nodes by hand. And eventually we'll get into the automation stuff here. We won't have to mine by hand. There we go. Go ahead and cool this down before it overheats on me. And I'm just going to do 40 units of wolfram as well. So we can make plenty of building materials. There we go. Alright, now we'll go back to the ship. You can see there's another meteorite over there that we could go mine if we really wanted to. Let our character's stamina come back here. And left control. There we go. So you have to hold shift while holding left control to slide down hills. That's how that works. That's kind of cool. And here's our crafting station here. This is what it wants us to build, is these lovely building materials. So one of the things I do like is, you know, most of your buildings are basically just built out of, you know, these building materials. Very simple. It wants us to build 120 of them, so just go ahead and do
Everything's
40.
ready. Now build
go.
the habitat that will protect your sleeve from Arcadia's dangers. Remember that your body is also a Claywood corporate investment, so it would be good to create a comfortable place for it.
I'm just trying not to talk over the voice acting they put into the game, because they put a lot of voice acting into this game. Your character's got voice lines, obviously your AI assistant's got voice lines. A lot of work. They put a lot of work into this. I mean, just looking at the game, looking at how pretty it is, you can tell the company making this has put a lot of effort into this. And for your information, the company that made this is also the company that made a game called Green Hell. I know my survival fans out there probably are familiar with that game, or at least have heard of it. Go, and now we need to... Nope, that's not what I want. Go back to me here. There we go. So I need an airlock.
Now that
There.
you have your shelter, build a printer inside it. That way, you will always have it nearby, thus optimizing your work.
Okay, now we need the basic printer. I'll put that right there.
Great. Now build a corporate terminal. That will allow you to complete assignments for different companies, which will, in turn, give you access to new buildings.
It's interesting, you could hang it from the roof. I didn't. That's kind of cool. There we go. Alright. Now, it wants us to claim these things
the
here.
first reward was free, but you'll have to work for the next one.
So we got
Send
some
us
basic
some
platform
titanium.
stuff.
How am I supposed to send what I've gathered
Yep.
back to Earth?
The same way you got here, but in reverse. Look up at the sky. Once you build an orbital cargo launcher, it will send supplies right through that rift. It will cover light years in seconds.
There we go. Build myself some stairs. Alright, now we're gonna need the orbital launcher, which, where'd they put that? They put it here, so we're gonna put this here, I think. And what's my rotate button? My rotate button is R. There we go. Put that there, like that. Yep, and now it's telling us it needs power. So now let's go into here and get some power for this thing. And we'll put that here, I think. Go. Alright. And go. Let's get some more platforms to make this navigation around here a little easier. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna go over here, and we gotta select our mission. Which is, we want to deliver that. Alright, so now we have to go get some more of the ore. But that's fine, we've got this lovely little handy-dandy mining tool that'll help us get the titanium ore we have to deliver. And I think we just have to deliver like 5 or something on this first one. And then it'll let us get into the automation. So, we'll get through this real quick here. I'm just going to grab some extra in case I need to make some more building materials. There we go. Alright. Let's go get this quest turned in. There we go. Yep, it just wants 5. Split the stack. 5 in there.
As soon as we get the package,
And it'll start
your
launching them.
reputation will increase, which will unlock new schematics for you.
There we go. That launches them. You can see that each one it launches is giving us points towards that level up. Now the cool thing about this is your automation systems will only send however much it needs to complete the contract
shipment
you've selected.
has arrived. You've just proven you're useful, which means the corporation trusts you a little bit more. You've acquired new schematics. Go ahead, claim your reward.
And now
We've
it's
just unlocked new building schematics
giving
for
us
you.
the automated
Can you guess
stuff.
what they're for?
A trivial question. Of course I know what they're for. We'll automate production by excavating deposits and sending them between buildings using rails.
Impressive. You've used equipment like this before?
Hardly. It just doesn't make logical sense to extract everything by hand and run around from building to building. You'd waste my potential if I had to do that.
Exactly. Let's take advantage of those 3 doctorates.
There we go. Now that connects up, that'll also provide power. But I think we're short on power, so we need a little more power. And there
Now
we go.
that the raw materials are being extracted automatically, you'll have more time to build out your base.
I have a question. Why didn't you install all available building schematics for me from the start? That would speed up my work even more.
All of the machines made available to you during your mission are delicate and extremely expensive. They are also bound by NDAs and patents. None of the companies working with the Claywood Corporation have granted permission to give you everything right away. You need to prove you are worthy of using the more advanced equipment.
But I already signed the NDA.
This will be best explained by the words of Annika Fisher, the CEO of Future Health Solutions, one of our partners. Playing recording.
There's no way I'm giving those animals access to my patents. They don't give a damn about law or intellectual property. But if it's necessary, and they earn it, so be it. Please don't quote me.
As you can tell, they put a lot of effort into voice acting. So, basically the whole idea is that yes, we are a convict. I don't know why we're a convict. I'm hoping they'll elaborate on that in the story as we play through the game. Because it seems like there's a lot of potential for character building and backstory and stuff in this. Because the game also very much encourages exploring the planet to find, you know, different resources and things. And as you can see, it's already delivered all the metal that needs to be launched for the next level here. I'll go show you that. I'm very excited about this game. Got a lot of great potential, I think. Yeah, you can see it's already delivered it, so it stopped delivering extra. Once it finishes launching those, we'll get the next quest here. But first, I think we'll make some more building materials. There we go. Alright. With that all said, one of the things that I'll talk about here.
Great work as usual.
So we'll stand out here.
Now build the analyzer and research some local flora with it.
We'll go ahead and do this quest. Then we'll stand outside and I'll show you what we're talking about. Alright, so B, it wants me to build what? Actually, first I have to come in here and unlock the analyzer. There we go. Now B. So the analyzer is a neat little concept they've got here. I'm just going to put it right here next to the door. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Now it wants us to go grab some plants. That's easy enough. They're all over the place. But as I was saying before the AI interrupted me in the game, basically, you'll see all kinds of points of interest, like that giant engine core crashed thing, whatever that is, off in the distance. All kinds of stuff, you know. And you should go explore those, and the game wants you to. There are also enemies in the game, which, depending on how far we get in this little review / first bit, after we get through some of the tutorializing, we may see some. They are insectoid enemies, so if you struggle with that kind of thing in a game, like if you can't handle dealing with insects, with things with lots of legs in your games, say you have arachnophobia or something, you may or may not be able to handle that. I don't know. They don't bother me, and I have arachnophobia, but that's mostly geared towards like real life insects. So, for some reason, computer game spiders don't bother me. But I have friends that are kind of the opposite. Whereas computer game spiders bother the heck out of them. So, you know, I don't know that we'll see any in my little test run here, but I'm just going to grab some more of these plants so that we can go and do this little quest. Alright. That should be more than enough plants. Okay, and basically what it wants us to do is just throw these plants in here
Once you research
and make them
enough
into points.
plants, send the data to our scientists and claim your reward. In the future, you will need to decide
250.
which corporations you want to share your research with. The data from Arcadia is so valuable that companies prefer to keep it to themselves and will appreciate it when you choose them.
Another great day for science.
Yep. Alright, so we had to get 50 points through research there, basically, to complete this quest, which we've
Time
done.
for the final stage of introductory
There we
training.
go.
Raw materials aren't very useful to corporations, since they need to produce something with them anyway. Use the buildings you have available, and automate the production of the more valuable items.
Why can't they process them themselves? They have factories across the entire solar system.
This will be best explained by a private conversation recorded between two executives at the Griffiths Military Corporation.
So you're telling me all tax laws apply within the solar system? Dude, mining tax, space fee, deductions for extraterrestrial income, sensitive cargo insurance costs. Legally, none of that applies there. They can't even impose customs duties. It's free money, man.
I don't know why I asked.
I do love, like, just some of the sarcastic, like, responses in this game and stuff. As well as the AI's clear, like, willingness to just absolutely throw, you know, the company and its representatives under the bus to you. Like, it doesn't care. But they probably assume that that's because you're never going to tell anybody. Okay, we do have enough power for this. There we go. We gotta go turn on the delivery mission for the titanium bars. There we
We're
go.
nearing the end of our training. Please answer the following questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious does being incinerated alive make you feel?
Since this is the first question, to establish a good baseline, I will answer 5.
Understood. On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of arachnids about a meter in diameter?
It's unnerving how specific that question is.
There's no need. Questions never killed anyone.
Love this AI. It's great.
Come here.
I was grabbing some resources while we wait for that mission to complete. And I think we'll hit this rock here, because so you know that central tower we built that protects our base. Well, I'm going to tell you, it protects our base from we'll say the planetary storms that happen on occasion. That's the easiest way to describe that. You need the core out of these asteroids to get them, or these meteorites, sorry. And after the planetary storms, more of those meteorites pop up, as well as, like, rare materials and stuff that are very valuable. So, if you want to expand your base, which you will have to get access to more materials spread around, you need more of those meteorite cores. So that's why I'm going around grabbing these things here. As well, as soon as we complete the tutorial mission here, we should be making good progress towards. The game will kind of free us up, and I would like to be ready to do a little bit more of the different activities here. Yeah, I think I just saw something up there. Yep, I did see one up there. Grab some of this. There we go. That gives us a nice extra bit of materials in case we want to expand the base in the near future. This rock as well. And go unlock the next tier of technology. Alright, there we go. We'll claim that. That gives us some of these new platform ladder things like ladders and safety barriers. Advanced habitat, so we can go build our habitat horizontally. As well as some other cool just building materials. And there we go. That's the training completed.
Great job. This is the end of your introductory training. But remember that Arcadia 7 is a dangerous place, and a person will spend their entire life, or lives rather, learning from it. Stay alert, gather information, and don't worry. I'm always by your side, watching your every move.
Is that a threat?
It's for your own safety. I will now remove the introductory training restrictions. Location barrier disabled. Sedative injector disconnected. Communications channel active. Awakening other crew members. Ready. The Claywood Corporation hopes you will have a wonderful adventure and quickly pay off your debt. Good luck.
Okay, so what I'm doing here right now is I'm looking at this whole corporate menu, and you can see each corporation, as you level up with them, unlocks new technologies. For example, the fabricator, which lets you make things. The helium extractor, the furnace, etc. Probably one of the first ones we're going to go after is the pistol, so that we can defend ourselves from unfriendly creatures. And then we're also going to want this recipe station. So we want Moon Corp, and we want Griffin Blue, and Clever Robotics is also good to have. I mean, they're all good to have. Like, that's your respawn chamber there. Now, let's go see what we can work on easily to level up here. So we'll come over here to our depot. So we need Wolfram bars for this one, so that's just not going to be a thing. And we can do titanium bars, Selena Corporation, and... here we go. Titanium bars will be really good for the Moon Energy Corporation, so we'll do that. And get that going. There we go. And you can see my system will automatically start delivering those resources. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of expansion here. Because we need some more stuff. So let's get... we're going to need some more building materials first before because I want to build basically a secondary delivery system there. So let's go ahead and max out our building materials here. There we go. There we go. I'm going to put this one next to it. And I'm going to come over here. Oops, if I hit the right button. We're going to build another ore extractor, but this time it's going to be over here on this node. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and build another smelter if we can. We can. Alright. We'll put it there. And let's get our rail system built. This will also get power over to here, and I think we will need to expand power as well. Yep. Alright. So let's go into here, go to industry, grab another generator. There we go. It looks like we're still short on power. Okay. So let's go grab some more Wolfram so I can get another generator going. Because it looks like I almost need one generator per one of those buildings. You can see my character's also getting thirsty. Because this is a survival game, in a sense. You do have to manage things like food and water. And you can also get exposed to, like, toxins and stuff. So, we'll check that in just a second. After I get some more Wolfram so I can make some more building materials. Since I don't have an automated miner for that set up. Just yet. Do like power. Let's go into here real quick. It's the wrong button. As I close the outer airlock. There we go. Alright. We'll go ahead and max out our building materials, and then we'll also go into here, and yeah, you can see there's our food. We're 51, but our hydration is pretty low. Now, the cool thing is, the survival packs they started us with will give us some hit points back if we're injured, give us some calories, and give us some hydration. We'll just go and use one of those, and two of those. And some of these plants will also do that, like the hydration bulb. We'll use one of those and top ourselves off there. So there we go. Now we're all good and taken care of. And we'll go out here and throw down one more of these lovely solar collectors. There we go. And now that's gotten everything going. Holding down R seems to put away your mining tool. Doesn't work on the building tool, though. Let's come over to here. And they want wolfram. They want wolfram. They also want calcium, but we're not ready for that. So let's see this one, since we can do that one the fastest with that setup. Well, let's see what that gets us working towards here. That gets us working towards the fabricator, which would be good. And that's the recipe station there, so that's good. We're making good progress on this. So let's go do a little bit of exploring. I wish I would quit closing that in my face. Alright, there we go. That's something I think we'll want to work on, is the interface there. A little bit on the airlocks. It's not bad, but might could use a little cleaning up. Yeah, as you can see, they've stopped shipping ingots over because those things have enough ingots to complete the orders. And so now it's just kind of a waiting game. That is one thing that I will say about this game. There's a bit of waiting when it comes to completing these orders and stuff. But it's alright. Like, you know, that's just where scaling up your automation comes in. So we got a new plant over there as well. We haven't encountered. You can see a building off over there that we could go explore. But since we don't really have a weapon, I don't really want to go out too far, just in case we do encounter something that is less than friendly. Found a new plant of some sort there. You can see some more buildings up there we could go explore. We'll go ahead and grab this meteorite over here. This one's got a lot of calcium on it. Looks like helium-3. It is. There we go. Not sure what we use the helium for yet. But overall, I'm liking it. It's running pretty well on my machine, even with recording it and capturing it here. Although I did just have a little bit of,
Acquired.
you know, sluggishness there on my end. Navigation feels pretty good, though. Getting stuck on little things like this, I do think that's something I need to work on. Alright. So it looks like we can mouse wheel through our weapons and things if we had more, but we don't at the moment. So we've circled back around to our base here. Oh yeah, let me show you something else here. Oh, that's not what I want. Go into tab here. You notice we have multiple items here on the right. So story items, because you can find story things like messages and stuff. Those are, and it even tells you here, they're not lost in death, and they're shared with other players who are playing with you. And here you'll shows us our weapon slots, mining tools, throwables, healing items. That's cool. Shows us what our loadout is. And then this is the important part right here. So if you notice, we level up. So you get level ups in movement, which these skill slots, well, basically these slots open up and allow you to equip beneficial items. I think they're called LMSs. Yeah, LEMs. Sorry, LEM. You get combat levels and survival levels as well. As you can see, we're level 2 in movement, level 3 in survival, and level 1 in combat, because we haven't really done any combat yet. But I find that interesting, and I'm guessing those will help you, like, customize your playstyle for the different characters and stuff. You know, if you prefer to be tanky, you'll find LEMs that increase your health and damage mitigation, I guess. I saw some on one of the crafting menus that let you increase your stamina and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this meteorite while I'm waiting on those jobs to complete over at base so I can technology up here. There it goes. Starting to wonder if I was going to break that node off there. Get this node. There we go. Get that one. Get that one. This one. Spotting these little nodes on here. Very helpful. There we go. Definitely missing one or two. Where is it? Yeah, might be one up there. Yep, there it was. Got it. Alright, let's see. We're going to grab these few little rocks. Go see how we're doing on our deliveries.
Come here.
There you go. Alright, because the other thing we can do is if it's taking forever on these deliveries to meet our quotas for the companies, I can always go and throw some more of these plants in the research station, basically, and fast track some of these that we don't feel like waiting on. Let's go do that real quick, actually, since I've been gathering some plants and other things. I was hoping we could see one of those ruptures that the namesake of the game comes from. Alright, how are we doing? Okay. What is... What's going on here? Why is this blocked? Oh. I've been sitting here wondering why that's not delivering the ingots, because I completely forgot to go over here and tell this to make wolfram ingots. That would explain the lack there of progress. That's something you have to remember. Whenever you set up one of these chains, you have to make sure you tell your smelter what kind of ingots you want it to make. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. So, that's alright. We're about to have... Again, I've trapped myself in the door. Alright, so we're about to have our recipe station, which will be good, because that will allow us to start making more advanced components. How are we doing on building materials? Still have 180 building materials. But I will do that.
Another great day for science.
Just throw all this and get a bunch of research points. I'm going to keep these meteor hearts again because they're too valuable. Alright, so I have 115 points. That gets us the gun. What do they want? They want wolfram bars. There we go. We'll do that. That way we can get to the gun sooner. I'm gonna go grab some more things to throw in there. You know, I don't know how fast these plants respawn. I wonder if it's every rupture if they respawn or something like that.
Come here.
Delivered. The Moon Energy Corporation thanks you for your shipment. You can claim your reward in the corporate terminal.
Yep. Then we'll go back and claim that. let's see what we got for that one. That was this one. That's a recipe station, which is very good. Ah! This one unlocks maps. And an inventory upgrade. So what do they want now? They want Wolfram wire. Which means we're going to need the fabricator. Here's what we're working on. Okay. So let's get our recipe station right here.
Congratulations.
There. Yeah, the other thing
now
we can do.
unlock new functionality for your
Add some
buildings
windows.
at the recipe station.
But the buildings can already do these things. Why would we need to unlock anything?
Arcadia 7 is a very particular place, full of specific resources and requirements. The building's programming needs to be updated as these requirements change,
There we
to
go.
avoid unnecessary clogging up memory, as well as transfer fees.
It's the Claywood Corporation that determines the cost of transfer. You could lower the price and everything would go smoother.
I'll respond with one of Mr. Claywood's favorite sayings. This is exactly why you're not the richest person in the world.
Gotta love those comments. Alright. I kinda want to save these, because apparently I can unlock food crafting as well. Some of these. Gonna start throwing some of these in here. There we go. Alright, let's go see what we need. Okay, so they want titanium as well. They want Wolfram bars. They'll take titanium, but we'll give these guys titaniums first and get our respawn station going. Especially since we should have plenty of titanium to fulfill that order. How's that going? Let's go gather some more of these plants. See if we can't unlock some of these other research items.
That's a snack.
Again, I don't know how fast these plants regrow. All that. I know they do regrow. Because the planet goes through this cycle of regeneration every time one of those ruptures happens. I don't know if there's like a scripted time frame. I assume this ruptures on a cycle. You can see the sun up there. That's the source of your rupture right there. That big old sun that's a lot closer and a lot brighter than ours. We got 20 of these fruits so far. I think it said we needed like, it was either 20 or 50. There's a lot. We'll just grab this field of them real quick. And then take them back and see how close that gets us on that research. So I also know we needed something else for it. Can't remember what the other thing was. I think it was the pickers that we needed, those weird cactus-looking fruit. So we'll actually walk that way, see if we can't find a few more of those too. See, there's one. There's what looks like some more over there. But again, I don't want to walk too far because I know that the further out you get, the more likely you are to encounter things like the bugs that inhabit this world. What is this? Well, we found something here. We found a dead body. And they've got some standard ammo, some pistol ammo, and a heat-resistant sheet. So we'll just take all
Gotcha.
of that. You don't seem to have any further story about that dead body.
Come here.
But we'll take his supplies, because I don't think he needs them anymore. But clearly, we are not the first people to have been here before. Although the AI said as much when we talked about being a pioneer on a new world. I'm guessing this is just where they send all of the criminals to serve out their sentence. I'm not even sure what crime we committed. I'd like to know. Let's see here. Okay, so you see those big white patches over there? That's where you get your calcium from. So that's part of the reason you're going to need multiple bases, is because there's no real calcium close enough to our base to even build over here to. So we'd have to set up like a secondary base over here to get the calcium we need for some of these missions. Alright, let's see here. Head back to our base of operations. We'll grab a couple of these little ore chunks here. I do find it interesting that the mining drill laser thing kind of like lights up when you get within range of a mineable resource. It's a nice little animation and kind of like heads up of, hey, there's something you can mine, like, nearby. Good. Cool her down real quick while we're walking. I do wonder if there's any closer sources of calcium than that one that we just saw. I'm not seeing any. I see some more helium up there in the hills. I'm not really worried about going out of our way to get that. Okay, it's still launching pods off over here. I was like, had stopped hearing the pod launches there for a second. I was curious about that. Alright, let's see how we're doing. You can really see we're having multiple set up. Oh, here we go. We're almost done with this one. Just 2 or 3 more launches here. Let's go ahead and get that pistol. We got plenty of stuff. Split that. We'll throw these right here.
The Selenian Corporation thanks you for your shipment.
There we go.
Your rewards are waiting in the corporate terminal.
Claim that fabricator. Come over here. We'll level that one up. Claim that.
Just unlocked the UP7. We hope that supporting this particular company will allow you to upgrade your arsenal, which will certainly help in surviving on Arcadia.
That's good to know, is that that's something they're definitely going to want to fix, is the fact that it'll overlap voice from the AI if you hit multiple markers at the same time. Alright, so we got the pistol ammo. Tools. Pistol. Oh, it just gave me the pistol. I don't have to... Okay. Oh, that's cool. So, pistol ammo is just made out of the same building materials as everything else. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just make some more of that. Then we'll come over here, we'll make some more pistol ammo. There we go. So now, yeah, see, we have a nice pistol. Nice. Go back to our mining laser. Alright, so let's see here. Who else needs wolfram? And we'll go ahead and work on clever robotics here, get them going. We can already see the ingots making their way over here. And then once this one's done, we can start working on some of the other stuff. First things first, we're going to need to expand our power grid. That's right. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and build a platform in between these. There we go. For ease of walking about. There we go. There, that gives us a little future proofing on power. Oh, we can look at the power generator. So we're using 40, and we have 60 in grid. And some of these have things you can upgrade. So, for example, if you come over here to the base core, you notice it's got a cooling capacity. So, essentially what the base core does is it keeps your buildings from overheating due to the rupture. Is the mechanic, or how they're representing the mechanic. And so every building you build, the more you run through this cooling capacity. But you can come in here and you can upgrade it to increase its cooling capacity. Now, we're not going to deconstruct that. So, like, for 10 of these meteorite hearts and 300 wire and 300 plate, we could upgrade this to double its cooling capacity, but it's fine for now. Alright, we should be getting close to done on this. Yeah, it's only got to launch 8 more of those things. And this one's, that's going to be a while. So what we'll do is once this one's done, we'll set up our next for this food processor, I think. Once you figure out what that wants. If it wants calcium, well, then we're kind of out of luck there. Alright.
Great work. Future Health Solutions is now receiving all requested items. New rewards and tasks are waiting for you in the terminal.
Let's go ahead and get our respawn point there. There we go. Now I want wolfram plates. Alright. Let's go ahead and go to our respawn terminal, which we have the stuff to produce. There we go. We'll throw that in the corner.
Point has been updated. When you happen to die, I will send your mind here, and this is where your sleeve will be printed.
When?
Apologies. If you happen to die.
Oh, that's nice of her to correct herself. Alright, so they want wolfram plates, but this is for our titanium production here. So they need titanium rods. So we'll go ahead and set titanium rods for this one. But we're going to need a smelter for that. So let's see what we can do. Well, fabricator. Well, we need some more building materials. So let's go see what we got building materials wise. Can we make more building materials? No. So we need more wolfram and titanium both. Good news is when these things are not producing, they still fill up their inventory. So what we can just do is just
Great.
take that, and then it'll refill itself. And we'll take this over here. There we go. So it only stacks up to 100. Good to know. Alright, so we'll do that. And we'll go make some more building materials, and that'll give us more than enough, I think, for a while. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Now, let's see what it takes to build this fabricator. Rotate it this way, I think. First things first, we need to remove that. And then back to build. Fabricator. There we go. And then get our rail system up. Into there. That over to there. There we go. And we'll come into here. And can we make the rods? We can make titanium rods. There we go. And we should see it start getting the ingots. There it goes. Nice. So we got our first more advanced component being shipped out. And as you can see, this becomes kind of the gameplay loop as more and more advanced things are required. And you can start chaining these together, you know. So for example, if you're consuming more ore than you're producing with one miner, you can always start making more miners and combining them in. There's ways to mix all that with the rail system. There we go. So you can see this is going to take a while for that one, but we're just going to let that sit there and chug away on that one. How are we doing on this guy? 37 left. But, you know what we have? We have a gun and a respawn chamber now. So let's go explore for a bit. See if we can't find a little bit of action. So we'll head towards that outpost over there. It looks like the closer of the two. Also going to mine this wolfram while I'm walking by. There we go. And back to the pistol. Now, our character does have a little shield on his body. A little personal energy shield, I guess, is what you'd call that. To protect him from some harm. You can aim, and I like the little holographic sight they have on it. That's nice. So let's go see what we find over here at this little outpost looking thing. See, we got some resources we can mine real quick. Yep. Alright, got a nice meteorite heart there. Grab this helium. I know we don't really need it right now, but got it. Might as well grab it. Get our gun back out. Low calories. Yep, we need to eat. Alright. Use. There we go. That should keep us fed for a bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some sort of food solution for long-term food going here. Yeah, like you can see the world goes off that way. Now I've heard all of this is like handcrafted. Like this isn't like procedurally generated or anything like that. They took the time to actually create all of this, which is really cool. Oh, this is a geoscanner. We have to have the map. But we got a dead body with some more pistol ammo, an unknown storage medium, and an explosive.
Great.
So we'll take it. Sad that we don't have the map for that. Alright, so there we go. Let's see if we can find something else to go explore then. I know there's stuff over there, so we'll head that way. The music's getting a little different. Thought it might have been signaling that we were getting close to something unfriendly. But apparently not.
Congratulations! Clever Robotics has received its order. A reward for fulfilling the order is waiting for you in the terminal.
That gives us access to storage chests that you can put in your base. It'd be nice to have. Especially since I know there's a lot of loot to be had around here. jog over here. See if we can't find anything of value. Oh, we leveled up our movement ability. Guess now we find out if there's fall damage. Ooh, there's a meteorite over here that we nearly missed. Oh, there's not fall damage. Good to know. I grab some more of these star tiers. Apparently that's what they call those. Alright. So here we've got some sort of abandoned outpost. Let's go take a look at it real quick. I think after we look at this, we'll probably call it there for this first episode and review. I'll give my thoughts and opinions when we get back to base here. If I can get up here. Guess I'm gonna have to go further around. But so far, I'm enjoying the gameplay. But we're gonna see how I like the gun gameplay here in a second, because I know there's some enemies up here at this abandoned outpost. Okay, that's... oh.
Increased Rupture activity. Prepare yourselves for a wave.
Oh, that's not good. So not only am I fighting enemies, now we've got a Rapture wave coming. Try and avoid too much damage here. Oh, Alt's dodge, by the way. That's the wrong button. There we go. Got him. Alright. Okay, so the blue ones do infection, apparently. FYI. Now we need to be getting back to base before this rupture happens. So we need to run. But that's combat, so that gives you an idea of what these enemies look like. We're gonna grab a couple of these things on the way back to base real quick. Alright, I don't have time for your nonsense, little spider bug. Okay, this is getting to be a huge problem, so we need to run like crazy. So we got seconds to get back to base. I don't know that I'm gonna make it.
Rupture's eruption has started. StarRupture has started. Hide.
Too hot to think.
Warning. Extreme temperature
Well,
detected.
there we go. We died. Okay. Apparently I failed to set my
Wait,
respawn
did I
chamber.
just die? What happened?
A copy of your consciousness is always being sent to the last used regeneration chamber. Welcome to your new sleeve. The first one's free. Each one after that will of course be added to your debt.
Fascinating. So much data in such a short time. I even remember when my heart stopped. Impressive. I'll gladly learn more about this.
Alright, well. On that note, I think we'll call it there. Gameplay's enjoyable. There's a few little polish items, I think. Like the movement, getting tripped up on little obstacles is a little rough. But I think just a little bit of polishing, they'll have that sorted out. Gunplay feels good. Mining feels good. I like the rail system. I think Now, I don't know if they have plans for this, but I think a cool thing that they could add would be making it so that as you build those rails and expand your base out, if you could use like a little grappling hook or something and grab on and slide down the bottom of the rails, since clearly they have little carts moving the goods around on the top of the rail. I think that'd just be a cool thing to do. Don't know if that's in the game yet. Don't know if they plan to do that, but we'll see. I love the voice acting. They've clearly put a lot of effort into that. Graphics look good. Had a couple little hitches, but that could just be I didn't optimize my settings, possibly. I'd have to investigate that a bit more. Overall, I'm very excited to see what they do with this. Just so you all know, this was, again, made by the company that made Green Hell, which is a very popular survival game. One I never personally played, but I watched a lot of YouTube on it and really thought about getting it, and I'm still thinking about getting it. So, we know that this company can make a very good product, even if, you know, Green Hell had a little bit of a rough start in the early days. Once they finished polishing it, it's a fantastic game, still very popular. So, and you can see that they're already putting in the effort to try and not have as rough a start with this one, even because this is just a playtest. This isn't even like early access, it's just a playtest. And already, I would buy this if this was being sold, probably. So, that's my opinion. I'm very excited about this one. So, this is Talon McRom. Thank you for joining me on this little game review, where we played about the first hour of StarRupture. If you enjoyed this content, remember, like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. And you all have a great one.